Welcome to episode 2 of our interview series, Meet Roger Drew. Today's episode will focus on Roger's military background as well as his law enforcement career path. Roger, how did your time in the Marine Corps help shape your approach to leadership?
It was phenomenal. I mean, I was 17 years old, midterm graduate out of high school. My leadership abilities were playing football, basketball, baseball, that core. But when I got in the Marine Corps, it totally blew up my leadership and teamwork abilities. I have 2 MOSs in the Marine Corps. My primary MOS was an 0311, an infantryman, and my secondary MOS was an 8151, Marine Security Forces. So after boot camp, we got our orders on where we were going to go. I went to the School of Infantry. Once I graduated that at Camp Lejeune, I then realized and learned that I had made it to where I could become a Marine Security Force Marine. And I was stationed in Newport News, Virginia. During that time, I went from being a fire team leader, per se, to an NCO. I got meritoriously promoted to corporal at age 19, getting ready to turn 20 when I was there. And then from there, I went into the fleet, 2-6 at Camp Lejeune, and was a squad leader of an infantry unit. But during that time in the Marine Corps, my leadership abilities was taught to me through the Marine Corps and their values. And it carried over into the law enforcement to where I am today.
So Roger, you transitioned from boots to the badge. Can you describe a little bit about your career progression in law enforcement?
When I got out of the Marine Corps, after serving 4 years of active duty in February of '89, I applied for the Indiana State Police, got selected, went through the recruit school. Once I graduated, I was assigned to the Seymour Post as a trooper. And I worked in Jackson County and covered Jackson County for 17 years prior to getting into investigations solely. Then I became a detective. And I was a detective for over 7.5 years before I was asked to step up and be an acting first line supervisor, a squad sergeant, to where I had a squad of detectives that I was accountable for investigations, making sure they needed and had the tools that they needed to perform their duties. And then 10 years ago, I was promoted to the District Investigative Commander, to which I cover 10 counties. So I have strong relationships with city police departments, county police departments, town marshals, federal law enforcement. And I've developed that over the years to where if you're a victim in this county, I'm going to bring all of that experience and resources.
And Roger, you've certainly had an extensive and amazing career. You've had so much experience. As you think back on your career, what moments or events or experiences do you think have led you or given you the experience you need to become the next sheriff of Jackson County?
Being the mouthpiece for the victims. You have a victim of a crime, I want that victim to know that I'm going to bring every resource to be their mouthpiece to make sure that they're accountable for that crime. I'm also going to give the leadership to that department. That name tag that we wear on our uniforms is a representation of us as a person and our family. But that patch that we wear is a representation of that community. And I also want the men and women to know of that department that I'm going to bring all that leadership to them and give them the tools and the resources to excel out here in the community and being a representation of our community. And I'm going to work in partnership with all law enforcement in Jackson County and surrounding counties and federally to make sure that that mission is accomplished. In Jackson County, I want you to know that I plan on earning your vote and support to be your next sheriff.
Well, thank you so much again, Roger, for letting us sit down with you, learn a little bit more about your career path, and tune in for our next episode of our interview series, Meet Roger Drew.
Thank you.